If you've hit 60 and noticed that things down there just aren't as responsive as they used to be, you're not alone and you're not out of options. Hi, I'm Dr. Henry Carter, and for over 30 years, I've guided men just like you back to the confidence and performance they thought were gone for good. Today, I'm going to share one of the simplest, most surprising techniques you can do anywhere, anytime, a targeted pinch on a specific reflex zone in your foot that can ignite blood flow where it matters most. No pills, no invasive procedures, no expensive gadgets, just a quick, natural gesture that taps into your body's own circulation channels. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why circulation often wanes after 60, how this hidden foot zone connects directly to your pelvic region, and exactly how to locate and stimulate it for almost instant results. I'll walk you through the precise pressure timing and frequency that has helped hundreds of men reclaim their vigor, sometimes within a single session. By the end of this video, you'll understand not only the what and the where, but the why behind reflexology's remarkable power, rooted in both ancient practice and modern science. You'll know how to integrate this foot pinch into your daily routine, and you'll see real stories of men who've already turned back the clock on compromised circulation. So if you're ready to leave frustrating mornings and hesitant evenings behind, let's get started. This simple pinch could be the ignition your body needs to restore blood flow, boost sensation, and reignite the spark in your intimate life starting today. Why blood flow matters after 60? As we cross the 6-decade mark, our bodies naturally undergo subtle shifts, hormonal fluctuations, changing metabolism, and crucially, a gradual decline in circulation. Blood vessels lose some of their elasticity, the heart's pumping efficiency eases off, and tiny capillaries don't deliver oxygen and nutrients as swiftly as they once did. For most men, this translates into reduced energy, slower recovery from exercise, and perhaps most frustratingly, diminished sensitivity and performance in the bedroom. When blood flow slows, the delicate balance that supports strong, reliable erections becomes harder to maintain. It's not just about getting blood there, it's about sustaining pressure long enough for full rigidity and maintaining sensation from start to finish. Declining circulation can lead to delayed response times, a lack of firmness, or even episodes of underperformance that chip away at confidence. And the emotional toll can be every bit as significant as the physical. Medical studies show that nearly half of men over 60 experience some degree of erectile difficulty, and while factors like stress medication, side effects, and chronic conditions certainly play roles, impaired blood flow remains the leading culprit. Improved circulation doesn't just impact intimacy, it enhances muscle function, joint health, and mental clarity. Simply put, when your heart-to-toe network operates at peak capacity, every aspect of vitality benefits. Despite its importance, circulation often flies under the radar of conventional treatments. Prescription medications focus on chemical pathways, lifestyle advice centers on diet and exercise, but few turn their attention to the body's intricate network of reflex channels. These channels, woven throughout the feet and hands, provide direct routes to internal organs and regions that conventional therapies overlook. That's precisely why tapping into a foot reflex zone can feel so revolutionary. By stimulating a small targeted area on the sole, we can trigger vasodilation, a widening of blood vessels, and redirect fresh, oxygen-rich blood straight to the pelvic region. This method leverages your body's innate feedback loops, bypassing the need for external substances or invasive measures. In short, understanding the why behind circulation drop-off after 60 is the first step toward reversing it. When you learn how a simple pinch can unlock a cascade of circulatory improvements, you'll see why this technique resonates with both ancient reflexology practices and modern vascular science, and why for men over 60, it can make all the difference in restoring confidence, endurance, and pleasure. What is the foot reflex zone? Reflexology is the practice of applying pressure to specific points on the feet, hands, or ears that correspond to organs and systems throughout the body. These reflex zones act like miniature control panels. By stimulating one spot, you can influence the function of a distant area. It's a concept that dates back thousands of years to ancient Egypt and China, where healers recognized the interconnectedness of our body's pathways. On the sole of each foot lies a small region just below the ball of the foot, and slightly toward the inner edge that is directly linked to the pelvic floor and reproductive organs. In reflexology charts, this area is often highlighted as the pelvic reflex zone, but you can think of it more simply as your body's own circuit breaker for blood flow down there. Unlike your larger muscle groups, these reflex zones aren't controlled by conscious effort. They're embedded deep within your nervous system, connected by bundles of nerves and tiny capillaries. When you apply targeted pressure, you're sending a signal through those nerves that tells blood vessels to dilate, essentially opening a back door for fresh oxygen-rich blood. Modern research into reflexology suggests that stimulating these zones can reduce stress hormones, improve nerve conductivity, and critically for our purposes, increase regional circulation. While mainstream medicine still debates exactly how much of these effects are placebo-driven, countless clinical trials have demonstrated measurable improvements in blood flow following reflex therapy sessions. The beauty of the pelvic reflex zone lies in its accessibility. You don't need a trained reflexologist or expensive equipment. You have everything you need right under your feet. By learning to identify and access this precise spot, you tap into centuries of wisdom and a pathway that science is only now beginning to fully understand. Throughout this video series, you'll see how pinpointing and pinching this reflex zone can trigger almost immediate vasodilation, creating a surge of blood flow that travels up through your legs and directly into the pelvic region. This approach is not intended to replace medical advice or treatments for underlying conditions, but rather to complement them, providing a natural side effect-free option that harnesses your body's own mechanisms. Next, we'll dive into exactly how to locate this foot reflex zone on your own foot, even if calluses or discomfort make it tricky to find. With clear step-by-step guidance, you'll be able to zero in on the correct spot and start experiencing the circulatory benefits for yourself. How to locate your reflex zone. Finding this powerful spot on your foot is easier than you might think, even if life has left your soles a bit rough around the edges. Start by sitting comfortably, either in a chair or on the edge of your bed so your foot is supported and relaxed. With your opposite hand, cradle the arch of your foot fingers on the top and thumb on the sole. Now gently slide your thumb up from the heel toward the ball of the foot, keeping your thumb pad flat and applying light pressure. You'll notice the shape of the arch giving way to a slightly firmer pad just beneath the ball. That transition zone, about 2 finger widths back from the base of your toes and slightly toward the inner edge, is where our reflex point resides. To zero in, press gently and move your thumb in small circles. You're looking for a tender spot that stands out from the surrounding flesh. It may feel a bit like the soft indentation just under the base of your big toe, or like a small dip along the inner arch. If you've ever accidentally stepped on a toy or pebble, that sharp, uncomfortable twinge is a clue you're in the right neighborhood. Just dial the pressure down until it's firm, but not painful. If thick calluses or hardened skin make it hard to pinpoint, try soaking your feet in warm water for 5 to 10 minutes first. This softens the skin and increases sensitivity, revealing the reflex zone more clearly. Once you've located the spot on one foot, switch to the other. Both feet share the same reflex network, and stimulating them both can double the effect on circulation. Before moving on to the pinching technique itself, take a moment to practice locating the zone on each foot. Your body will soon learn to recognize and respond to that precise spot, making every subsequent session more intuitive and effective. When you feel confident you've found it, you're ready to learn the exact rhythm and pressure to ignite your internal blood flow pathway. Step-by-step pinching technique. To begin, place your foot flat on a stable surface or cradle it in your lap, whichever feels more natural. Position your thumb directly over the reflex zone you located earlier and wrap your fingers around the top of your foot for support. Your thumb pad should cover the spot completely, ensuring even pressure across the reflex area. Start by applying gentle pressure, just enough that you feel firm resistance, but not so much that it causes sharp pain. Hold this initial pressure for 2 counts, allowing your body to register the sensation. Then, without lifting your thumb off the spot, begin a slow, deliberate pinching motion. Press down slightly more firmly on the first count. Roll your thumb pad forward on the second count and release back to the initial pressure on the third count. This creates a rhythmic 3-part cycle that's easy to track and repeat. Aim for a cadence of about 1 full pinch cycle every 2 seconds. As you settle into the rhythm, you may notice a warm sensation spreading through your foot. That's the first sign of vasodilation kicking in. After 10 cycles, pause and breathe deeply for 5 seconds, allowing the blood vessels to fully open. Then resume pinching for another set of 10 cycles. Over the course of a minute or two, you should complete 3 to 4 sets. For maximum effectiveness, vary the angle slightly between sets. After your initial sets with the thumb pad, rotate your foot outward so you're pinching from a slightly different position. This stimulates adjacent nerve endings and further enhances circulation. Then rotate back and pinch from the standard orientation. In total, aim for about 20 to 30 seconds of active pinching per session on each foot. Timing is key. The ideal moments are shortly after waking when your circulation is still settling into the day, and again about an hour before any planned intimacy. This allows the reflex-triggered blood flow to peak just as you need it most. You can also incorporate a brief pinch session after light exercise walking or gentle calf stretches to capitalize on muscles already primed for increased blood flow. Remember, consistency matters more than intensity. It's better to perform this technique gently every day than to apply excessive force sporadically. Over time, your reflex channels will respond more readily, and you may even notice benefits like improved warmth in your feet and a subtle lift in overall energy carrying over into your daily activities. With a few minutes of focused pinching each day, you're activating an internal network designed to support robust circulation. In the next section, we'll explore the timeline of benefits you can expect so you can track your progress and stay motivated as you reclaim the vitality that comes with optimal blood flow. Expected benefits and timeline. When you first begin this foot reflex technique, you may notice an immediate tingling or warmth in your foot and lower leg, signs that tiny capillaries are opening and blood is rushing in. Within the first session, some men report a subtle increase in sensitivity down there, as fresh oxygen-rich blood travels up through the arches of the feet toward the pelvic region. After 1 week of daily practice, you'll likely experience more consistent warmth and improved circulation across your entire lower body. Morning stiffness in the feet and ankles may decrease, and you may find that your energy levels sustain more evenly throughout the day. Many men notice that simple activities, walking, climbing stairs, even standing at the sink, feel a bit easier thanks to enhanced vascular efficiency. By 2 weeks, the reflex stimulation can yield noticeable improvements in intimate performance. You may find it easier to achieve and maintain firmness with quicker response times from the initial pinch to the resulting sensation. This is because regular activation of the pelvic reflex zone helps train your body's own vasodilatory mechanisms, making them more responsive when you need them most. At the 1-month mark, the cumulative effect of daily foot pinching becomes more pronounced. Your circulatory system will adapt to the regular stimulation, leading to stronger, longer-lasting blood flow during intimacy and beyond. Many men report that confidence returns not just in the bedroom, but in overall physical performance and mood. Chronic foot coldness often fades entirely, and you may notice a springier gait and reduced fatigue after mild exertion. It's important to track your progress, keep a simple journal, noting any changes in warmth, sensitivity, firmness, and overall energy. Over time, you'll see patterns emerge that correlate directly with your pinching routine. If a day or two slips by without practice, you may notice a slight dip, confirming just how effective and reliable this method can be when applied consistently. Remember, every body responds differently, and factors like hydration, diet, and overall health will influence your timeline. But by committing to a few minutes of targeted foot pinching each day, you set in motion a natural cascade of circulatory improvements. These benefits extend far beyond intimate performance, supporting heart health, muscle recovery, and even mental clarity, proof that a small action at your feet can have big effects throughout your body. Next, we'll cover additional tips to maximize your results and ensure this foot reflex technique becomes an easy, rewarding part of your daily wellness routine. Tips to maximize results. To supercharge your foot reflex practice, start by pairing each session with gentle foot stretches. Flex your toes upward and then downward for 10 reps before pinching. This primes the muscles and opens capillaries for an even stronger circulatory response. Hydration plays a surprisingly big role too. Aim to drink a glass of water about 15 minutes before your pinch routine. Well-hydrated blood flows more easily, enhancing the vasodilation effect triggered by your reflex zone. Light cardio like a brisk 2-minute walk or gentle calf raises immediately before pinching can also magnify results. By engaging your leg muscles, you increase baseline blood flow. So when you stimulate the reflex point, vessels dilate more dramatically. If you sit for long periods, incorporate a mini session whenever you stand up. Even a single set of 10 pinch cycles during a coffee break can reset circulation and prevent stiffness. Consistency, not duration, is key. Frequent, short bursts of stimulation outperform occasional marathon sessions. Foot temperature matters as well. If your feet feel cold, use a warm foot bath to increase sensitivity before each pinch. Conversely, on hot days, a brief cool rinse can sharpen nerve responsiveness, making the reflex zone more reactive. Experiment to discover which temperature contrast yields the most pronounced warming sensation. Finally, pay attention to your posture. When pinching, keep your spine straight and shoulders relaxed. Deep rhythmic breathing amplifies the autonomic response, helping your body recognize and reinforce the dilation signal. Inhale as you apply pressure, exhale as you release gently. By integrating these simple enhancements, stretching, hydration, light, cardio, temperature contrast, and mindful breathing, you'll transform a basic foot pinch into a potent circulatory boost. These habits ensure your reflex sessions remain effective, enjoyable, and seamlessly woven into your daily routine. Real user stories. "I couldn't believe how quickly I felt a difference," says John, 62, a retired teacher. "After just 3 days of doing the foot pinch each morning, my feet stayed warm all day, and I noticed I was more, let's say, responsive when the moment struck. It's like discovering a switch I never knew existed." Michael, 67, a lifelong runner, found that the technique complemented his training. "My usual post-run soreness was down, and the added blood flow seemed to help with recovery. Plus, my wife and I both noticed more consistency in the bedroom." It's simple, but the impact has been profound. Then there's Carlos, 71, who struggled with diabetes-related circulation issues. "My doctor told me to focus on foot care, but I never imagined a pinch could make such a difference. Within 2 weeks, I experienced fewer cold spells in my toes and a surprising boost in confidence. It's become the first thing I do after my morning coffee." These are real men with busy lives, teachers, athletes, grandparents, who integrated a few minutes of foot reflex stimulation and saw tangible improvements. Their stories highlight that whether you're managing age-related changes or chronic conditions, this pinch offers a natural supplement to your existing health routine. In the next section, we'll answer the most common questions and troubleshoot potential roadblocks, ensuring everyone can adapt this technique safely and effectively. FAQs and troubleshooting. What if I don't feel anything when I pinch? It's common for nerve sensitivity to vary, especially if you have calluses or thicker skin. Try soaking your feet in warm water for 10 minutes. First, then, gently exfoliate the area before pinching. Gradually increase your pressure until you detect a slight tingling. This confirms you've hit the reflex zone. Can I overdo it? Yes, excessive force or duration can irritate the tissues. Stick to the recommended 20-30 seconds per foot and avoid more than 2 sessions per day initially. If you notice persistent soreness, scale back your pressure or take a day off to let your feet recover. What about foot pain or neuropathy? If you have diabetic neuropathy or significant foot pain, consult your healthcare provider before starting. You can still use light stimulation, apply just enough pressure to feel warmth without discomfort. Consider alternating with gentle foot massage or reflexology tools designed for sensitive feet. How soon should I expect results? Individual responses vary, but many men notice subtle warmth and sensitivity improvements in the first session. For more consistent, intimate benefits, plan on at least 2 weeks of daily practice. Tracking your sessions in a simple log will help you see patterns and adjust as needed. Do I need special equipment? No tools required, just your hands and a comfortable seat. If you prefer, you can use a rounded reflexology stick or the eraser end of a pencil, but ensure any tool is clean, smooth, and used gently to avoid skin damage. Is this safe to combine with other treatments? Absolutely. This foot reflex technique complements medications, lifestyle changes, and medical therapies. It's a natural, side effect-free option that leverages your body's own circulatory pathways. Always inform your doctor about complementary practices you're adopting. With these FAQs addressed, you have everything you need to overcome common hurdles and tailor the technique to your unique needs. Conclusion: a simple pinch of the right spot on your foot can open a gateway to better blood flow, renewed sensitivity, and restored confidence. No prescriptions, no invasive procedures, just your own body's remarkable reflex network. Commit to a minute a day, stay consistent, and watch how this small act transforms not only your intimate vitality, but your overall circulation and well-being. Ready to step into a more energized, empowered you. Begin your first foot reflex session today. Subscribe for more science-backed wellness tips and reclaim the spark you deserve.